Hello everyone, welcome to my channel for yet another video on Nifty Bank Nifty analysis. Today we will take a look at the daily chart for Nifty and Bank Nifty, and we'll also take a look at the key levels where we can trade tomorrow. Today the market opened gap down, and the levels which we had talked about, it acted as resistance rather than support, and the market is currently showing the negative sentiment. So more on that later, but before that, a disclaimer. All the views and opinions expressed in this video are for learning purposes only and in no way is a buy or sell recommendation. Any buying or selling decision or any trading or investing decision needs to be taken after consultation with your respective financial advisors. Viewer discretion is advised. So what I'm sharing with you all right now is a Nifty spot chart on a daily time frame, and as you can see here, yesterday we had talked about this particular channel. So the price was following this particular channel, and unfortunately today it had opened way below the channel and also the support which we were looking at, right? As per the channel, the levels were 22,833 was the level which I had given yesterday, where which I said that even if the lows of this previous candle break, then the price will go up to 22,833. From there it will take support at the bottom of this newly followed channel, and from there it will reverse. However, what happened is totally opposite of that. Today the price the market opened gap down, and then the second level which would have acted as support, which is this breakout level of 22,777, that was supposed to act as a support. However, even that acted as a resistance, and if you see here, the price opened below that level of 22,777, and then it went up till the top, and the top of today, that is today's high, was coinciding with the bottom of the newly formed channel which we had talked about yesterday. And from there again there was a sell-off that was seen, and later on, as you can see here, the price went further below and it also crossed the level of 22,722, which was again a very important level. Now the sentiment is totally negative right now. The global sentiment is also negative. The market is opening gap down. In the previous sessions we have seen the market at least open gap up, but overall the global sentiment is negative, and we are also seeing sell off in the Indian markets. Interesting thing here is today's record shows that FII, that is foreign investors, have sold almost 5,800 crores of shares and of Indian shares, and DII has bought 5,200 crores of those Indian shares, right? So the DIIs are very much positive with the Indian market and are towards bullish side. They have been constantly buying, whereas on the other hand FIs have been constantly selling, except for one or two odd occasions, right? So all in all, I think it is very confusing for the Indian markets right now. However, there is one thing I want to highlight here. We are approaching the close of the result day, right? This one. Now there are two possibilities here. One, since this price, all these candles have been trading inside this particular the close that we are getting is inside this big green bullish candle. That's why it is likely possible that we may retest this open, that is 22,600 levels as well, even for that matter 22,579 or 22,577 levels as well. That is still possible, right? And if that happens in a day or two, then in that case we may see further downside. Now again there is this level of 22,522, which is another key level, because not only it is a support which has, not only it is a level where support had been seen previously, but also it is a psychological level. So 22,500, and from a fall of 23,000 almost till 23,100 till almost 22,500, it's almost like a 600 to 700 points fall in just a matter of 4 to 5 days. And from here, if the market has to recover before the election date or during the election date, if there is a stable government, if there is a single party majority government, then in that case this reversal is going to be very sharp because the number of days are less. So we may see the reversal happen or the recovery in a couple of the I mean in just one or two candles of a similar size like this one, right? So everyone who would have who would be selling here right now are making merry, no doubt about that. But again, the thing is, are we looking at more downside? According to me, though the price action suggests that there will be downside, I am keeping my cards open. 22,844 and 22,666 are the key levels for tomorrow. If the price breaks below 22,666, then I would be keen to go ahead with a downside trade till the levels of 22,522, where I would check how the price is behaving, and from there, if we see any reversal, then I might be in a position to enter in a upside trade, right? Again, whatever trade I would take or whatever trade you should take it with very less quantity because of this unexpected behavior of the market as well as the volatility that we are seeing, and also keep a strict stop loss, right? Okay, so that is these are the key these are the key levels, 22,844 and 22,666 for tomorrow. Now if the price breaks and sustains about 22,844, then in that case we know that already that the targets would be 23,000, that is the first target, and then the 23,111, which has been the all-time high, right? So the levels where it can go below is 22,666 and 22,522, right? So those are the levels or the targets which we can see on the upside as well as on the downside. Now the question here is, are we looking at a downside furthermore, right? If the government is suppose if the government is not stable, then in that case we may see this downfall to even levels of 22,200 as well as 22,000, right? However, that is something which is uh, not very much possible according to me, based on whatever news has been around or whatever the buzz has been around. I think the government is to be a stable one, and we may have a single party majority as well. So I am very much positive for a bullish run. Also, the key thing to note here is that DII have been buying all the way through, right? So right from this point till this point, DII have almost been buying on all days. FIs have been selling on almost all of those days except for a couple of the days, right? So FIs have changed their stance, but DI have been very much bullish right from the word go, and that makes it more encouraging that the price may go up. Now in that case, right, as I have been telling you, everyone who would have sold here, right, these people will get trapped if the price moves up, and that's why I said that recovery is going to be sharp in a couple of in a matter of one or two candles itself, right? However, it will be interesting to see how this day how tomorrow's candle and day after tomorrow's candle closes. Tomorrow is Nifty expiry, so it will be interesting to see whether everyone who would have purchased here for this expiry are exiting from their positions. If that is the case, then we will see a further downfall. On the other hand, if these try to take the price higher, and if these people who would have sold it here would want to exit from the position, then there would be short covering rally and we may see a price go up, right? So tomorrow's day is crucial. Again, I have been telling this in each and every video of mine. If you hear it in the last 5-6 days or something, I have been saying don't trade for the near expiry, trade for a long term expiry, right? So if you are trading for near expiry, the near trend currently shows to be negative, go for a downside trade but with a strict stop loss. On the longer frame, that is after 5th July, after 5th June or 6th June or 12th June expiry, go for upside trade. That's what my my analysis is and my anticipation is about the market right now. Okay, let's move on to Bank Nifty. Now Bank Nifty again, yesterday it had formed a red candle, but it was still within the purple channel that it had entered. But today the market opened outside of the bottom of the purple channel. Not only did it go further down, but it tried to go up took resistance at the point where we had said it would take support yesterday. If you see the video yesterday, I had said it had taken support already on 2 occasions, and tomorrow also, that is today also, I was expecting that it will take a support from here and then bounce back. However, the price opened very low. The market opened gap down, and then when the price tried to go up, it took resistance at exactly the same point where it had been taking support, and from there we saw a sell off. Not only that, it did not close inside the purple channel, and it closed outside it. Second thing, or rather the third thing is, now it is lying, I mean, it managed to close above or just on the top edge of the wedge that we are talking about, the monthly wedge, right? So if you go on to the monthly candle, so this black line, so it managed to close just over there, right? So it will be interesting to see how the market plays. Now, it looking at this particular behavior, there is a good chance or a good likelihood that it will retest this level of 48,277 on the downside, and also furthermore till 48,111, as well as this level of 47,822, right? So these three levels are still open for Bank Nifty. The key levels for tomorrow are 49,044 on the upper side and 48,388 on the lower side. Now, if 48,388 level breaks and if the price sustains below that, then in that case the next targets are 48,277, 48,111 and 47,822. So from 47,822 we may see a reversal or a recovery, right? Again, as I said, for Nifty, the recovery for Bank Nifty would also be a sharper one. So if you see here, this one 47,435 till, what was the high here, 49,688. So almost like 2000 points movement was seen just in a matter of 4 days, right? So this is how the recovery could be if we are going to get a stable government at the end of this week, that is at the end of this to the next week, right? That is 4th of July. So 4th of July happens to be, I think, Tuesday, and 4th of June happens to be Tuesday, which is the election day, election result day. And in that case, tomorrow, Thursday, then Friday and Monday and Tuesday happens to be the 4 days wherein that recovery has to happen. So we may see a further downside, but when the recovery would be there, if it's a stable government, that recovery is going to be very fast. So if you can see here again, this recovery from, what do you say, 47,737 till 49,974. So almost like 2000 plus points rally again in a matter of 3 days, 4 days, right? 4 trading sessions. So it will be interesting to see how I mean, whether bulls or the bears are getting trapped. And if that is the case, if bears are getting trapped, then bulls will see a short covering rally and will see a price go higher. If the bulls are getting trapped, then in that case bears would see a long unwinding, and the price will go further down, right? My bias is still, the overall bias is still towards a positive or bullishness, but for a far expiry, right? In the near term expiry, that is, if I have to trade for tomorrow's expiry, I might be interested to trade on the downside, provided this low, today's low, that is 48,388 breaks and the price sustains below that. And again, as I said, if it sustains below that, then the initial targets would be 48,277 and 48,111, where I would be keen to book my partial profits, and then depending on the price action, I'll then decide whether to continue or to initiate a upside trade, right? Overall, long-term bias, or rather a 2-week bias, is bullishness for me, right? Let's take a look at Dow Jones also, because the market is opening gap down, right? So yeah, so as you can see here, so Dow Jones has been falling from almost the all-time high of 4215 till 38,589 at the moment. And as you can see here, this particular fall has been regular, and tomorrow also you can see that the market could open with a gap down. Right now, in that case, if the market opens with a gap down, if the market opens with a gap down at around 22 277, then in that case we may see a further dip till 22,111, and from here we may see uh, a recovery as well, right? So it will be interesting to see how to trade, but again, trade with very less quantity, trade with stop loss, and trade with uh, trade a longer expiry, not the immediate one. That's what my suggestion or my inputs would be, right? So that's the analysis from my side. Do let me know in comment section whether this analysis is helping you or not, and whether you were able to take trade today on the downside, and whether you made profits or whether you booked losses. And if there's anything else you would want me to add as part of these videos, do let me know. Also, like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet. Just before we wrap up, a small disclaimer: making money in stock markets is not easy, and there is no shortcut to make money. However, with continuous improvements and over time, we can definitely make money from stock markets. So thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned.